To be able to create content from the experience is wonderful. But we're talking about Olympic athletes,
Mhm.
Olympic level athletes in the art form of breakdancing.
Yeah.
What? What? Let some of that rub off on you. Wesley's type of style.
I'm just going to go ahead and create something over here. Coming up on another act, Wesley Snipes talks about his contributions to the culture and why moving forward, he is going to always be the guy having the most fun in the room. Hey there, Wesley. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastico. Fantastico.
Do you remember the first time you saw Coming to America, and where were you in your career when you saw this film?
First time saw it was New York,
Yeah.
and I was still on the come up. Back then, I was doing a little bit of Broadway, and I think that was also around the time of the auditions for the Bad Video
Really?
with Michael Jackson and Scorsese. I think that's around the same period of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I remember. I was so
That's
like excited to see it, and oh man, when the dancers came out, that was for me like, oh man, I wanted to be one of them dancers. Ah,
yeah.
yes,
So it has to
wonderful.
feel pretty good all these years later to then be in the sequel. Tell me a little bit about what it was like being on set for the first time and what that felt like for you. Did you think back to where you were in your career at the
One,
beginning and all that good stuff?
1,000%,
Yeah.
1,000%. And sometimes you just have to be patient and know that also there are other forces working on your behalf. If you do the work, you do the right work, you do the right thing. Sometimes they create these wonderful opportunities and give you gifts that are even greater than you imagined.
When I think about your career, especially when I think about Eddie Murphy's career too, the thing that you guys have in common is that you made so many films that truly were for the culture. Everybody, can quote a Wesley Snipes movie and has a
Uh,
moment and all that good stuff. What does that feel like for you?
well, it's kind of distant because I'm experiencing it as an artist, and
Mm,
we're looking at the perfection of the craft and the clarity of expression. That's the
yeah,
joy.
yeah.
That it has social impact, that it has longevity is, yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Joy is such a fitting word because when I was watching Coming to America too, I was thinking specifically about your character. I don't know if anyone was having as much fun as you were having on set. And it felt very reminiscent to the work that I saw you do in Dolomite Is My Name. And it made me wonder if at this point in your career, you're picking things where you can just get in there and have a good ass time. And I don't know if I'm incorrect about that, but please tell me a little bit about that because
Well,
you've been having a lot
yes.
of fun lately.
And I'm also having fun with life too.
Mm,
So that's a part of that expression. Comedy was always my thing. It was the improvisation. It was, puppet theater and mime and all of this kind of stuff when I was growing up.
mm,
So it's kind of what I cut my teeth on and just never had a lot of opportunities to do doing all of the action and some of the drama work. But
mm.
I actually enjoy it the most.
Yeah,
It is the
yeah,
most fun of them
yeah.
all.
What types of things are you looking for at this point in your career, Wesley?
Yeah. To bring science and technology into and integrate it into the manufacturing of multimedia content
Mm,
for edutainment, whether it be video games, AR, VR, the kind of imagery that enhances and cultivates the mind, the body, the spirit, and is entertaining at the same time. Kind of like General Easy.
mm.
I want you to feel good. I know he's a tyrant. I got that. Let's let that aside.
Yeah.
But he makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Before they blow everything up, it's going to be a hell of a party.
Just a little something, just a few
Yeah, a
projects you
little.
have going on.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Is the thought to do that in like documentary form, or what is it that you're thinking about?
Oh no, this is brick and mortar. This is
Okay.
programs and brick and mortar. Yes, I
Okay.
mean to be able to create content from the experience is wonderful. But we're talking about
Mhm.
Olympic level athletes in the art form of breakdancing.
Yeah.
What? What? With the first cultural art form from America that has ever been inducted into the Olympics.
Mhm.
An original art form born in the 70s,
Mhm.
when in the Bronx, New York, when it was called The Bronx Was Burning. And I live a block from that guy. I lived 2 blocks from that guy. And I used to party with that guy over there that are all legends in the game. I was the only one in the acting though. I'm a new jack actor, you know.
Listen, don't be shouting out New Jack unless you're ready to talk about some 90s films, Wesley Snipes. I'm just saying, but to that one thing that I think is probably really powerful about the work that you have gifted us over the years is that people want to go back and revisit it. There have been talks about going back and revisiting White Men Can't Jump. There are more than talks about going back and bringing Blade back to life. It is happening. It is a thing. What does that say to you that you created art, that you originated art that people still want to bring back to a new generation?
Well, that I'm on the right path, you know, and I'm taking it seriously. I had some great teachers, you know. I mean, some masterful teachers,
Mm.
including Michael Jackson. And these kind of Stevie Wonders of the world, these kind of people are constantly recreating themselves and pushing the envelope of their creativity. And when you stand with them, and if you're a good student, how can you not let some of that rub off on you? You want to be really like good, so you can at least be good in their eyes. You can get a
Mm.
pat on the back or pat on the head, like, well, you're pretty good there, boy. That's pretty good. You know, and that's the kind of people I grew up with. I mean, those are the ones who Robert De Niro. I got a chance to work with Robert De Niro very early in my career.
Mm.
Harvey Keitel, Dennis Hopper. One of my very first films with Dennis Hopper. I'm like, yeah, you got something of all of that greatness and quality has to rub off on you. And if it
Mm.
doesn't, shame on you.
Yeah. I mean, your fans on Twitter, and you know this because you're very popular on Twitter, have been begging, asking anything if you're going to be a part of Blade. Do you know that? Can you break some news? Can you let us know if we're
Well,
going to
we got
see
something.
you?
We got something we call the Blade Killer. We got something we call Blade on steroids that we're going to present to the world. And I can announce that we have a wonderful format where we're going to do branded action content with the way with Wesley's type of style, like what Jackie and them do, and like what Tony Jaa and them do, Thailand. We got this coming for y'all from right here, homegrown from the Bronx. Yeah, York.
Not from the Bronx. Man, so what's next? I mean, you have a lot of things on deck, but what types
Yeah.
of scripts are you looking at? Any feature film projects that you're thinking about that you've been reading during this time?
Yeah, the things we're talking about now are active. These are
Okay.
active development, and some things have already been greenlit. I'm working on a project now with Kevin Hart, a brotherly drama, actually, which will
Okay.
be a limited Netflix series. And we got a great comedy coming up. So, I try to keep bouncing back and forth and, stay healthy as long as, this body will hold up, do the action thing.
That sounds good to me. Wesley Snipes, thank you so much for doing this today. I really
It's a pleasure.
appreciate it.
We,
Continued
we
success.
appreciate you. Continue to grow, continue to elevate.